There's a secret high performance hack that is allowing the entrepreneurs that use it to enter flow state for 4 to 6 hours every single day, make 3 times the money they're currently making, and become 500% more focused in a day. But sadly, 99% of entrepreneurs don't even hear this. And that's when it hit me, because as soon as I found out about this subconscious loop secret, I went on to make thousands of dollars online, mastered flow state and my mental performance, and had the freedom to do whatever I wanted because I would get all my work done in 4 to 6 hours. So if you want to reach flow state effortlessly, have the ability to focus for 4 to 6 hours a day, stick around in this 8-minute, however long this video is, and let's dive in. You see, before I actually discovered this subconscious loop secret, I failed in business for 2 years. In this 2-year period, I didn't even make $1 online at all. Because every single time I would start to see some progress in my business, in my life, I would self-sabotage. My old unproductive self would just creep in and cause me to either burn out or just not do any focused work in a day. I would literally sit at my desk for 12 hours every single day, because what would take someone else 1 hour to complete would take me 10 hours. And so I would never get any work done in a day, I would never see progress, and I would watch every single other person around me, all my other entrepreneur friends, make money while I just stayed stagnant. I felt stuck. I felt like a business was just not for me. I had thought of just like quitting the business and just enjoying my youth, which is basically just every single other teenager playing video games all day or scrolling, right? But of course I did not want that either. And I remember after that point I had those thoughts, I actually started to regain control over my subconscious. Instead of waking up every day, not focusing, just grabbing my phone as soon as I woke up, just going about my day, just consuming like a sponge, I actually started to control the ship that I was sailing. I became conscious of this problem, of my old unproductive self just trailing in whenever it wants to and just taking over the day. And so at this point I realized this was really the only constraint in my life, so I might as well just fix it, right? And so I started researching about the subconscious mind. I started learning about flow state and just productivity in general. And there was 2 common things that I saw in every single book and every single podcast, every single thing I read or just consumed, and it was 2 habits that they recommended. And I'm not even joking you, as soon as I did these 2 habits, I was able to focus for 12 hours every single day in a flow state, never lose focus, and all of a sudden I started to make thousands of dollars online. And this isn't just the case for me, it's the case for every single entrepreneur I've coached as well. And after coaching 50 plus entrepreneurs to reach flow state for 4 to 6 hours a day in all types of businesses ranging from crypto, YouTube automation, e-commerce, all these different random businesses, right? I noticed one fundamental trait that kept all of these business owners under 3K per month. You see, they had everything else right. They had the ambition to succeed, they had all the skills, all the skill sets to actually make money online with their business. And it was funny because not one of these entrepreneurs I coach actually faced a problem with their business. It was simply their mental performance to actually execute on the work they had to do. And so they remained stuck. They remained in the cycle of knowing that they could achieve more, that they had to achieve more to reach their new goals, but they didn't. And the sad reality is this is what business is. The entrepreneurs that win are the entrepreneurs that detach themselves from their old identities, the ones that reach 2K per month online, because the identity that can get you to that point cannot get you to 10K per month. You have to go through some kind of change to reach that point. And that's why so many entrepreneurs get in the subconscious loop of letting their old identity take control. Imagine you're trying to walk through a door right now, and every single time you take a step back, the old identity behind that door just slowly closes the door and eventually just slams it in your face. This is exactly what you're going through right now, and unless you detach yourself from this subconscious identity, you will never succeed. I'm telling you right now. You'll get inconsistent months of revenue, you'll get heightened stress levels when you just don't need to feel it, and you'll just live a terrible life where you're tied to your desk for 12 hours a day making little to no income online. And so just before I teach you exactly how to detach yourself from this old identity, first you need to understand how your mind works, and specifically something called flow blockers. A flow blocker is something that stops us from reaching flow state. This can be a habit, this can be a belief, but most commonly that isn't talked about enough is it's the identity inside your mind that is just holding you back. It's your paradigm and your belief systems that is stopping you from focusing and actually doing the work you need to do. And by the way, if you want to learn more and get access to an entire game plan course on how to actually solve all of these flow blockers so you can effortlessly reach flow state for completely for free, click the first link in the description. Alright? You see, these paradigms and beliefs inside your mind are also why productivity hacks do not work for you in the long term. Maybe for a few days you try a different routine, maybe for a few days you try a different schedule or something, or like the Pomodoro timer, right? And for a few days maybe it works, but after that point it just doesn't. You stop working at all, you stop focusing, your business just stays stagnant. It's because your old identity is just going back into your life and it's capping you. It knows you're about to change, it knows you're about to reach a new level, and because you're going to reach a new level, it's going to kill the old identity, and so it doesn't want to die, right? And so it keeps on creeping back into your life, trying to stop you from changing. And so the fastest way to actually kill this identity and stop it from sabotaging your life is to go back to where it all started, because everything that happens to you in life, the results you get, follows a sequence. First you have an experience that leads to a paradigm shift, which is like a new set of beliefs being formed. Then you have new beliefs being formed, which is like a set of beliefs from this paradigm. Then you have actions that you take aligned with those beliefs, and you get the result you want. So maybe for your entire life, your teachers have called you stupid. Just use this as an example, alright? And all of a sudden, one day, your teacher just completely switches on you. He says, "You're actually really smart. I can't believe you've got this really high grade in school." And so you get this paradigm shift. You get these new beliefs formed inside your mind. Maybe you get this new gain in confidence, right? And so those beliefs you hold in your mind now of you being smart, you start to act like the smart person. You start to study more. You start to play less video games. And so all of a sudden, you start to consistently land those high grades in school. You got the result you wanted. And that's all from one tiny experience, one tiny paradigm shift, right? And it's the exact same thing in business. And so if you're struggling to reach 4 or 5 figures online right now, it's simply due to that reason. And what we need to do is scale back to find the entire process that caused us to have this paradigm shift and get rid of it. So maybe you have no experience in business where you just hated the task you're working on, and so you get this paradigm shift of you hating the work and you don't want to do anymore, right? But to speed this up even more, because it can really take a long time to find a specific event that changed your life, that completely ruined your business, what you want to do is use something called Socratic questioning. Socratic questioning is a type of questioning framework created by someone called Socrates. You've probably heard of him before. Basically, you use it for students to actually find complex answers to problems, right? And so what you got them to do was just ask them why all the time after every single answer they got, until they couldn't go any deeper, until they got to the root cause. And so what I want you to do right now is think of the big problem you're facing right now to do with your mental performance, because it is to do with your mental performance, man. If I looked at you, bro, and you're watching this video, it is to do with that. Stop lying to yourself. And as soon as you find this big problem, I want you to just keep on asking yourself why until you can't go any deeper. So maybe right now you just can't focus, right? Well, why can't you focus? Maybe you procrastinate. Well, why do you procrastinate? Because you think the work is hard. Why do you think the work is hard? Maybe because you kept overworking yourself in the past and you caused burnout, and so you don't want to do that again. Well, now you know the root cause. And so after you've done the Socratic questioning framework, the next step you need to do is do visualizations and affirmations. Now, before you click off and say this is like some woo-woo garbage, like some weird spiritual like enlightenment video, this is not what it is. Affirmations and visualizations are the two ways to actually change your paradigm, to change your beliefs inside your mind for the long term. Because sure, you can use all these productivity hacks, but they're only going to change your actions in the short term, but in the long term, these beliefs are going to regenerate back. And so this is exactly what I did, and I told all my clients to do, and it completely changed their life. I want you to literally just write a few affirmations on a piece of paper right now, read them to yourself every single morning and every single night. Now the reason why you want to do it this time is because you're the most likely to change. It's when your beliefs are the most fluid and you can just change them. You can change your paradigm, right? This is basically in the gamma waves frequency when all your thoughts are just very weird. So you could be thinking about an elephant that could turn into blue elephants that could turn into the ocean, right? So this is when you want to do it. And once you start doing those consistently, you start to notice that your brain just naturally changes its paradigm. You start to notice that your actions start to change. You start to enjoy the work. And to pair this out to make sure you get a result, I want you to also do a 3-minute visualization every single morning, okay? Visualize yourself working on your business. Visualize yourself reaching 5k per month, 10k per month. And because the brain can't see the difference between the imagination and reality, it will start to think it's happening in real life. So you start to behave, you start to obtain the paradigms, the beliefs of the person making 10k per month. I know this was a bit of a vague video, and I know you don't really like hearing these things like affirmations or visualizations, but they really do change your life. They change your beliefs. And I just want you to know, if you take one thing from this video, that the reason why you're not hitting 10k per month or even 5k per month online consistently is just down to you. It's down to your belief systems, because the beliefs that got you to 2k per month online or 3k per month are not the same ones that get you to 5k or 10k, and that's the same from 10k to 100k. And so please just make sure you do the actionable steps in this video. And like I said at the start, if you want to get access to our free flow state course and reach just peak performance in general, so you can go on to reach 10k per month online or even beyond that, click the first link in the description to join my free community. Have an amazing day. Peace.